couple of hours before your concert at the Wellmont Theater. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Get a lot of rest. I guess everybody has their own way of getting ready for a show. Excuse me. Me, I just kind of chill during the day and, take care of business, whether I gotta, answer emails or be on the phone with business, any kind of business stuff, and I just kind of relax during the day and I don't really think about too much about the show ever,
Broken bones, broken hearts, stripped down and torn apart. A little bit of rust, I'm still running.
Well, you've been playing music since you were 3, right? So this is kind of natural to you,
That
right?
was yesterday.
Do you have any musical challenges left at this point? Do you still have to practice?
I still, to this day, I still pick up a guitar every day, and I still play. And I personally think that you never actually ever quit learning. I think that life is a learning process anyway. And especially when it comes to music and an instrument and stuff like that, I think that you never really quit learning. I think you continue to learn your whole life. As far as music ventures goes, I still have some things I'd like to get accomplished. I'd like to put out some songs. I'd like to get some music out of songs that I have been working on for years. And I'm pretty much, I'm about probably, I'd say maybe 3 to 5 songs away from having a collection done, to put a CD out.
Counting miles, counting tears, twist the road, shifting gears, year after year, it's all or nothing.
The road and the airplanes and all the touring, does it wear on you? Do you have trouble keeping yourself occupied on the road or killing time?
I'll be honest with you, I've always been the, as Johnny would say, I am the rock and roll road dog. I grew up on the road with my grandfather, Shorty, who played in a lot of bands that toured together and stuff like that. And I grew up on the road. And I've always had this kindred spirit with the road. I'm Native American, so I'm nomadic anyway. I like to move. I don't like being somewhere too long at one time. But nowadays, the travel has gotten to be very, very hard. It's very tough flying commercial anymore. You're just, I've often said, why don't we all go dressed in our bathrobes to the airport and go through security and then get dressed on the other side, because you pretty well have to do that almost, It's unfortunate that it's like that because I used to love to travel. I love to travel, and I still do to a certain point, but I don't like the travel as far as the airlines. And then you get to where you're going, you got to get on the bus, and it's just, I spend my day in the hotel, for that hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes we're on stage. The other 22 hours I'm sitting in a hotel room trying to figure out what to do.
But I'm not home, I'm not lost, still holding on to what I got. Ain't much left, Lord, there's so much that's been stolen.
You mentioned the issues with flying. Is there still a stigma of sorts associated due to the tragedy from 40 years ago, or is that not really?
No, I don't think so. It's not thought about. We've got one member in the band, Gary Rossington, who was on the plane that survived it. And, we just lost Billy Powell this year, who was also on the crash. We don't really think too much of it, not unless somebody brings it up. You're always going to have somebody to bring it up.
Sorry.
No. And you're a journalist. You have the right to bring it up and stuff like that. But you're always going to have somebody who's going to say, boy, it's good to see you guys at the plane crash, or what happened during the plane crash, or I remember when the plane crashed, or, whatever, With Gary, we try to, I know that I personally try not to ever mention anything about it, because to me, it's all best left behind. He worked his way through that. He's here now, And, but, Skynyrd will always carry that stigma because it was a part of rock and roll history. It happened, you know what I mean? But as far as airplane travel today, I mean, we have thought about getting another private plane, but kind of squashed the idea after that, you know, and not going back there, you know what I mean?
I've lost everything I've had, but I'm not dead, at least not yet. Still alone, still alive, still unbroken.
You guys recently played on Fox News channel, and I saw you guys ran up to the Don Imus studios for a few minutes. There was a little on-air spat there. You want to talk about that at all?
Well, I had no idea at the time. I really had no idea that we had made some agreement with Don Imus that we would play his show first. I didn't know that, and so all of a sudden I heard that he was up on his show because he could down and see down on us, you know, from up in his studios, you know. And I didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden somebody come and said, "Boy, Don Imus is really running you guys down." And I said something to the effect, "Who God made him God," you know. But then all of a sudden somebody said, "Well, you guys agreed to play his show before you did Fox and Friend, then you did Fox and Friend." I was like, "Oops," you know. So we went up there. All of a sudden we just showed up in his studio, you know. And I mean, it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek type thing, you know, a dig at each other. But you know what? We really liked Don Imus. I mean, I was a Don Imus fan. I mean, I think that what ended up happening with Don, I mean, you being a journalist and doing interviews and whatever, I mean, I'm sure I'm sure that maybe you say things every once in a while that's not politically correct or what. Everybody does. I mean, come on. I mean, that's the way of the world. I mean, and I think he got hung out to dry. I think he took, and I mean, I'm not a personal friend of Don Imus, don't get me wrong, but looking at it out from the other side of the fence, I think he got hung out to dry, and not in not a good way. There's a lot of people that said a lot of worse other things, and nothing ever happens to him, but just because, you know, he is, you know, and outspoken and stuff, he got, you know, his head cut off, you know what I mean?
I'm still unbroken, still unbroken.
Lynyrd Skynyrd is not the redneck, Bible-toting, gun-carrying band, radical band that everybody, I think, perceives it as. You know what I mean? We even have certain feelings about the rebel flag. I mean, we have feelings that, you know what? I just saw a John Wayne movie the other night. And John Wayne and Rock Hudson, both in this movie, it was called The Undefeated. Both of them said something to the effect when they pointed to the rebel flag, "Why are you still got the battle flag flying?" Well, that's what it was. It was a battle flag. And what has happened is radical groups have adopted it as their signature, which is wrong. That's a wrong thing to do. If the South had won the war, Stars and Bars would be flying over the White House, but they didn't. The American flag is right now, you know. So we understand how it might make people feel, and we're sensitive to that. You know, we are very sensitive to that. In fact, you know, Lynyrd Skynyrd, there was a time that we had thought about, you know, really watching it, man. We're really watching it now. We got kind of a American flag theme all together because we're Americans. We believe that this is a great country. No matter what you believe in, no matter what religion you walk or anything, this is a great country. Take care of it.
I'm still alone.